Welcome to this video where we're going to be discussing something incredibly exciting, which is Lovable.dev. Now, in my opinion, this thing beats Bolt, it beats Cursor. It's the best AI software development tool that I've used so far. I'm going to show you a project that I built in less than an hour that is fully functioning. Okay, I'm going to show you how I built it, and then we will have a little bit of a play around with some of the features here, but I'm probably not going to code an entire app in this video. Probably. One thing that Lovable has that no other tool has is a connection to Supabase. But it's not just a connection to Supabase, okay? It's not just a basic connection. It will edit everything inside your Supabase. It will add edge functions, which I didn't even know this, but apparently that means that you can run an entire app like this without a backend, okay? You literally, this entire app is just sitting on Lovable, okay? There's no backend server, which is very, 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 very interesting to me. Now let's just open this up. So if I press publish, and then if I just open this up, you'll see this exists and it does work. So I'll sign in with Google here. So it has OAuth already, which means it has a database, of course. And then you can see here, it's very, very similar to Harbor. Basically, yes, I recreated Harbor pretty much for free. So let's just press generate here and we'll see what happens. So twomen.it/sitemap.xml, men's sneakers 2024. All it's going to do is it's going to harborize this article, basically. So it's using pretty much the same process as Harbor. But the really, really interesting thing is that there's no, I don't want to say there's no backend because I'm not exactly sure what that would mean. But from my understanding, there's no backend server running. You would normally need a backend server here. But instead, what we've got is edge functions on Supabase. So if I just go on my Supabase, okay, and I do not, for context, I do not understand what the hell an edge function is, okay? But they're here and they exist. So kind of in my head, I can explain, although I'm probably going to get loads of comments saying that this is wrong. But basically, from my understanding, what this means is that you are running your app purely from front end and database. There's nothing else. There's no back end server. It's front end and database. Because if you look, what this is these are the functions inside the application, right, that are being run through Supabase, which is really, really, really fucking cool, if you ask me. So this is what it came out with. Let's just press save content here, and then that will save it to my to my database, basically. And then let's just grab this article, go to Markdown to HTML. Now, obviously, I'm not saying this is the perfect. This isn't a perfect system by any means. But I made this in such a short amount of time, and I didn't do any prompting or anything for this. It's literally just telling Lovable what I wanted. So let's run through the process that I went through. So I just said, make me a content generator, which uses Anthropic, Jina AI for web scraping, and Supabase for the database. Basically, input should be sitemap URL and keyword. Then it should scrape the website's sitemap, find relevant pages in the article, for the article, then scrape those pages with Jina, then write an SEO optimized article using Anthropic's API. So it came out with this first time round, just very, very basic. And then I added my Anthropic key. It automatically connected to Supabase, okay? And then I just said, please connect Supabase to project hi, or it said that. And I just said for the code present, there's an error because obviously there are going to be errors. There's another error. And then what it did was it created these edge functions, okay? This is where it gets super, super interesting, super cool. Basically, it goes on Supabase. You don't have to touch anything, and it will create the edge function for you without you even opening Supabase, which is very, very cool. So then it made those edge functions. We had a few more errors, another few errors. There we go, a few errors. Then it changed to OpenAI. I didn't ask it to do this, but you know, I'm not completely against it using OpenAI. And then I said no content is shown on the generated content section, so it fixed that. Is there a reason the final content doesn't have any images scraped using Jina? Jina should turn any pages into LLM readable text. And then I gave it, and it says this doesn't display content again. And then I actually gave it the Jina documentation here. And I just said, this is very interesting, okay? This is what I really believe separates Lovable from Bolt. I said, please use a logical mix of OpenAI for decision-making and Jina for scraping to get highly relevant and contextual data. And then I sent it the Jina AI documentation, which just for context, if you go on Jina.ai, and then at the top here, just press API, and then on the right, just press integrate, and then copy full prompt. If you then copy that prompt anywhere, then you will teach an LLM how to code with Jina, okay? For context, what Jina does is it basically just scrapes, it turns any website into LLM readable text, basically. So I sent it this, and then from there, amazingly, and I couldn't believe it when I did this, it basically nailed what I needed it to nail. So this was just another edge function error. So this fixed the Supabase edge function, and then there was another error, and then another error, a final error, I believe. And then I gave it a final flow. So scrape the sitemap, find relevant pages, scrape those pages, extract images using OpenAI, ChatGPT 4o mini JSON mode, write an article with the context. And then that worked. That literally worked just from those, 10, 15 steps. It managed to create something. And then I just said, please add OAuth. Adding OAuth is not, it can't automate this just yet. You do have to go inside Supabase for this to kind of fix this. But yeah, that was literally it. And then we have a fully functioning app. And it literally took me 20 minutes compared to, to get to this point here on Cursor or Bolt or whatever, you're probably looking at 2 to 3 hours. Whereas Lovable literally did it in, I want to say 15, 20, 25 minutes. I think for that, for this video, we'll leave it there. But I'm definitely going to be making more videos about Lovable, because I do really, really, really like this project. It's amazing. It seems much better than Bolt, much better than Cursor, and it just seems to not only understand what you want better, but also put the pieces of the puzzle together in a much, much more effective way. I'll leave the video there, guys. Check out Lovable for yourselves. You can use it for free. I got the paid version just because there are things here that I don't want people to be able to see. Some really cool things, by the way, just so you know, you can click on featured here and you can actually see other people's code here. This is why I paid for the premium one, just because I didn't want people to see my code. You can see what people are building. You can see how people built whatever they're building. So if I click on this one, for example, you can see, I probably shouldn't say this, but yeah, this is also a really good place to find API keys and things like that, because most likely people are putting their API keys here. They shouldn't. Do not put any API keys on this, guys, just so you know. But yeah, you can basically, you can almost definitely find API keys here as well, but I shouldn't have even mentioned that, to be honest with you. So yeah, have a look at these featured sections, have a look at latest sections, see what other people are building, see what you could build. And just have fun with it, to be honest with you. I'll leave the video there, guys. Really, really exciting project. I really, really enjoy looking at these new AI projects, and Lovable.dev is definitely up there with one of the best that I've ever seen. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end of this video, as usual, you're an absolute legend, and I will see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out. Watch this video if you want some real use cases for the new streaming AI that Google has come out with.